What is going down, genitals? My name is Wade, and I like to rage. This is some search and destroy on the map Overlord. I was about to say Octane. I always do this every time I go on this map. Like, this is some Octane gameplay. This is not Octane. This is Overlord. Anyways, today's video is actually going to be somewhat about the game. In this gameplay, I drop a pretty decent score, and I've actually had to retort with the general ass backwards douchebaggery that is the general way most people play on this game, to playing every lobby like a GB. I'm much more, I'd say reserved. I use lines of sight a lot more, as you could see that first kill. I listen to the game a lot more. I stopped using Amplify. On most classes, I do have a soldier where I still use Amplify. If I run into a bunch of douchebags, I will put it on. But that's sort of one of the reasons I wanted to talk. See, that's a line of sight. That's a mean line of sight, you know, like to a regular player who isn't going into the, every game with a competitive mindset. That's mean, and I saw that shadow. I knew this kid was moving. I didn't use Amplify or anything because I'm a goat. So I'm just kidding. I'm actually not that good. Anyways, I wanted to talk about this game on a competitive standpoint, on a competitive butt basis. I don't know what I'm doing. Now I'm just filling time because I made a vernacular slip and I'm a little flustered. But yeah, I want to talk about this game on a competitive basis and or standpoint, because there's a lot of things going on with this game right now that have hindered the general competitiveness or the functionality and the fluidity of this game on a competitive scale, and a lot of it affects pubs as well. A lot of it, just goes along with general perk imbalances, certain aspects of the game that are not going to go anywhere, that are still hindrances to the everyday player. I'm going to get into those, so I apologize if you hear any noise here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring up a link right here. This is actually something that was put out on the Call of Duty forums yesterday or the day prior. I heard of it yesterday. No, it was posted on January 8th. Okay, so basically, a lot of these improvements are going to be specifically designed for esports, whether it be the actual esports playlist or on an actual competitive scale, such as game battles or what have you. But one of the things that they're really going to do, which I think would help a lot, would be, and trust me, there's a payoff for this. In fact, I'll just go ahead and start this right now. They are implementing, as they hinted to before, a 4v4 esports. They're going to do a 4v4 and the option to actually go into a 4v4 ladder by yourself in solo play for an esports playlist for public lobbies. So it's going to be essentially Infinity Ward's version of League play. That's one of the things. I personally prefer Infinity Ward's games just regarding the way they play, the functionality, the fluidity of the games. I just feel like they are crisper and a little bit more fine-tuned than Treyarch games, but Treyarch goes out of their way to give us way more options, where a lot of the times we normally wouldn't have actually stopped to sit down and think about it as something that's awesome. For instance, they were the first, Black Ops 1, they were the first people to put in that competitive game mode, in an alternative playlist. Unfortunately, it wasn't that popular at the time, but they were the first person to do that, and then they did League play on Black Ops 2, so I commend them for that. And obviously there's the sound options, where not everything is one specific option. It's like, I want to turn off the music in game. Oh, okay, I can just turn off the game volume entirely, or have to deal with it. Fucking lovely. Thanks, Infinity Ward. But they're going to add that. So there's going to be a 4v4 playlist that you can go into, whether you're in a party or by yourself, sort of like Clan Wars, that are going to be on esports rules, and that's going to be awesome. That's going to save playing this game on a casual standpoint for a lot of the people who probably follow these channels. So this is going to be a dual post to my personal channel, TheRagingWade. If you're not following it, go ahead and check it out, and the TheSnDElite. So, other than that, now to the stuff that's going to be impacting that playlist and competitive Call of Duty. One thing that a lot of people don't really think of is that they're going to be restricting ghillie suits. And the reason this is good is because a lot of the times when somebody's behind, let's just put it this way, it's really hard to spot a ghillie suit time to time. They're very grayed out, they blend in incredibly well, even on maps like Sovereign, where you typically wouldn't think that they would, just because they are a very bland looking target, and it's easy to miss them. And of course, I don't think it's necessarily uncompetitive, because it requires, better vision, and you have to be more astute and much more quick to the take in game, but at the same time, I think it's an unnecessary evil in game. So they're going to be stripping that out of competitive and the 4v4 esports mode. Tracker sights in Danger Close are gone, because Danger Close, it's completely just ridiculous. You put on Blast Shield doesn't do a lot. If you have Danger Close, it completely negates it, and you're probably going to die to the grenade. But if you don't have Danger Close and you do have Blast Shield, all of a sudden, boom, it's like Flak Jacket from Black Ops 1, and that's great. That's a huge improvement, because that's something Infinity Ward games have always lacked. And tracker sights, you can spawn people before they come around walls. It's just kind of harsh, and they have really, really good range and minimal recoil on certain weapons like the Remington, which already has very minimal recoil. Third person's out just because if you're sitting there in a party, which you're allowed to do, you can't, you know, just sit here and even after you're dead, after you're off the field, still tell people that they're on their flank. You're able to still watch the game, and it's fairly, not even just say fairly, it's rather unfair. They're fixing the kill feed. They're adding it to the broadcaster mode, because if you guys have watched UMG Philadelphia or MLG Columbus, you will notice that there is no kill feed in the broadcaster mode. In the broadcaster mode would randomly die. They are patching that, hopefully, so that it just randomly doesn't skip out and Benson and Golden Boy don't have to go third person following anybody. And this is the last one. This is a big one. This one is very, 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 very touchy subject. It's something that, actually, there's two, because as you guys see earlier in this game, I did drop around unintentionally Spasmodog's QQ. It's because I couldn't hear the bomb. They're actually updating and addressing the fact that you can't hear the bomb get defused a lot of the time. There are times, for whatever reason, certain maps, certain scenarios, certain timers, when the bomb gets picked up, you just can't hear it. And that's incredibly annoying. The last one that I said was rather controversial, is they are addressing the balance between dead silence and Amplify. They didn't specify what they were going to do, so, you know, I'm going to remain optimistic here. Typically, I'm a pessimist when it comes to these sorts of things, but I will remain optimistic. They are going to do something, and hopefully they are going to negate Amplify. Look at this, look at this, look at this. Boom. Dashboard. You mad, son? You mad? It's a rhetorical question. Don't answer it. I'm actually just going to put up a little thing for my channel if you guys want to check it out in an annotation while I finish the thought. But I personally think Dead Silence, if you use the perk Dead Silence, you should be 100% silent. And if you use Amplify, then it should cancel the 100% silence and you go back to normal. So if you use Amplify against a team using Dead Silence, then you will hear them as if they normally didn't have it. But at the same time, I don't know if it's fair for you to use Amplify and Dead Silence and you still be 100% silent and hear everybody who's using Dead Silence if they aren't using Amplify. It just seems like one of those things to where they'll make it so one perk finally counters the other and vice versa, but you don't get the actual benefit unless you use them both regardless. So I'm remaining skeptical here, but hopefully they're going to do something much proper there, because this is stating it's for esports. I don't know if they're going to add Amplify to esports, in which case competitive COD is dead for the next 10 months, or what they're going to do, but let's just keep our eyes open and, you know, chins up and hope for the best. Hopefully you guys have a good day. If you guys enjoyed the video, ratings and comments are always appreciated, and have a good day. Stay shiny. I said have a good day twice. Put it in my butt.